Live and in action, Brad Lea back again. Listen, hey, folks, as I'm waiting for my next Dropping Bombs guest that you are able to watch me tape live, maybe even throw in some questions, is Michael Sheedy. But I'm also going to come out with a new show, dude, called Trending. I'm going to go through trending topics and headlines. Trending with Brad Lea and my boy, Beck Lover. He's going to be my Ed McMahon. We're going to go through trending topics, headlines, things that are out there in the world that everybody's freaking out about, all the viral content. Maybe I should call it viral. I don't know. Someone else is collecting all of them. We'll see what comes up. You ever see like the trending shit going on? Don't you ever just like want to talk about them? That's what we're going to do. What's going on, folks? Throw some comments in the old comment section so I can start to see you're there. Talking to you, Facebook. Talking to you, Twitter. Talking to you, YouTube. Dude, I got free time. Throw in some questions. Get the answers to the universe right here with Brad Lea. Maybe that's what I should call it. Answers to the universe. Huh? Yes, we are. Michael Sheedy has arrived, folks, in studio. Stand by. I don't see any comments. People just like listening, I suppose.
Live right now, too?
I'm going live while we do it, yes.
What are you streaming on right now?
Nathan Everett says, my cameraman is A1. Well, that's my cameraman. All right, folks, sit back, relax, get ready to enjoy a nice little dropping bomb session where me and Michael Sheedy are going to freaking spit some knowledge, hopefully.
We're going to rip it.
And you might get some value, especially if you're in the freaking two zones. One I call the fat zone. If you're chunky, if you're overweight, if you can't seem to get the body the way you want it, I know there's going to be some value on that. Then number two, if you're looking to make money, that's everybody looking to make money. Number three, if you're already making some money, but you like to make more money, and how it all ties together and how it all works. Let's see. Lewis, what's up, buddy? Wes Theo, what's your prediction on the future of AI for solopreneurs? Listen, my prediction for AI is very, 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 very bright. In other words, it's coming. It's here. You better start embracing it, and you better start learning to leverage it. You better start understanding it. And the real trick that I've seen so far, and the key, this goes for you too.
Sure.
Learning how to prompt it or train it.
Huge.
Yeah. So if you start figuring out these killer prompts, I mean, dude, I'd pay for prompts as long as they're well thought out, really effective prompts, because AI is as only good as the prompt.
That's right.
And the prompt is what you put into it. So if you put into it a bad or vague prompt, well, then you're going to get a bad and vague answer, you know? Then there's copywriters that are leveraging it. Well, again, you know, I've used AI to try and write copy, and it's not very good. Why? Because of the prompt. Yeah, I didn't give it enough information. It could have done it. So if you take the time, figure out how to prompt this AI, and you get really good at AI prompting or training, well then, dude, you can make millions of dollars doing AI for other companies that don't even know about it yet. And that's what's crazy, is there's people that don't even know about it. What's the biggest bomb you want to have dropped? Well, I just dropped one, believe it or not, and the show ain't even started. And since I'm the one that controls the bombs, it's easy, real easy. But anyway, guys, this is a live taping of Dropping Bombs, my top-rated podcast where we discuss various challenges in life and or stories that lead to solutions. So that's why it's always good to answer or listen. Because I'm letting you guys watch it live, that means I do notice your comments. on the right, I might throw in a question to the live taping. But once we start taping, you might think I'm ignoring you, YouTube, which is not true. I know you're there. I see you out of the corner of my eye. And then when this is over, I delete it. So people say, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh,
Got to catch it live.
it's now got this just for the live people.
Sick.
But anyway, I think live's the future.
Yeah. People want authenticity in the moment, like you said. You know.
Yes, they do. And they want like right now, there's people that'll pop on, listen, and then they got to go. So they just jump off. They didn't, if they want to hear the rest, well, then they just got teased enough to search out the podcast and listen to the episode. If they weren't liking what they were hearing, well, then they don't need to. I just saved them some time. Yee. It says, it feels like we are connected spiritually. Well, that's the recipe. We are. And it's not just you and I, it's everyone. Yes, we're all connected. We're all connected because it's just frequency and energy.
That's right, baby.
But anyway, that's a whole nother session. Maybe we'll get into that. Let's get started. You ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Listen up or run for cover. From the people who haven't to the people who need it. The real Brad Lea is dropping.
What it is, Brad Lea back again with another episode of Dropping Bombs today in the studio. Folks, as always, I got a real badass. Michael Sheedy's in the house. What's up, Michael?
Sir. Thanks for having me, brother.
If you guys don't know Michael Sheedy, the dude is like a fitness professional. That's a legitimate statement.
Yeah, I'd say that's correct.
He practices what he preaches. He's obviously shredded. You guys might see the thumbnail or what have you. But trust me, he's in shape. So he knows nutrition.
Yep.
We know that you know how to get her done because
yes,
you got her done for yourself. Question I have for you. A lot of fatties in the world. There's some fatties listening, and they're getting agitated because I'm using the word fatty. But Trump's back in office, and the whole let's not call it what it is. Let's just call it what it is. Fatty. And again, that's not a mean term. It never has been. Like, dude, I was a fatty. Was I not? Last time you were here.
Yeah, 2 years ago, you were in worship.
I was a fatty, bro. Yeah. I was a fatty. Now, I wasn't round, but dude, fat's fat.
Yeah.
And if someone looks at themselves and sees that they're fat and realizes they're fat, unless, of course, they're so happy about being fat. Because again, if you're happy with the body that you have, brother, you're in a good spot. Dude, I just want to be happy. I want everyone to be happy. Yeah, like, dude, if you're happy that way, cool. This isn't for you. But if you're not happy and you're like, it bothers you that you can't seem to earn a body that you deserve, well, then better listen up to old Mike Sheedy, because you've been doing it for how long?
12 years.
12 years. You have a thriving business getting people in shape.
That's right. Yep.
Thriving business where, again, he just gets people in shape.
Yep.
Now, how many people have you gotten in shape?
I mean, over the last 12 years, over 1,000. I mean, it's probably trending closer to,
you get them in shape now. As good as you are?
If they work hard enough. Yeah.
Well, no, do you? Do you get people to work hard enough?
100%. Yeah. I've had some incredible transformations, with clients in 90 days where people are like, oh, they're on steroids.
Where would I see those?
Instagram. Yeah.
What's your Instagram?
Michael Sheedy Fitness.
Michael Sheedy Fitness, folks. Go check it out and see the transformations. Now, I'll just assume, because I know you, that you have a whole bunch of pictures of fat to fit.
Crazy transformations.
My question is what's the difference in their lives walking around with a decent body fat percentage compared to, especially when they came, but just overall?
Mindset, habits, and systems. I think that's the most important key to anything, because you can work hard but have the wrong system, right? Like, how many people have you heard is, I work out, I eat healthy, but I don't know why I'm in good shape. Well, you're following the wrong system. You don't have the right.
Well, hold on. Someone says they're eating healthy, They're working
They
out.
think they're eating healthy.
Okay,
right?
so they're not eating healthy.
They're actually not eating healthy, right?
Yeah.
They're eating.
Well, then that ain't a system. That's knowledge.
That's the system they're following, right? They haven't been educated right, and they don't know, the right system. So I just give my clients the systems that works for them and makes them not only look good but feel great, right? Like, who wants to feel like shit? Most people do feel like shit on a daily basis.
Not with a six pack.
Not with this. It's hard to feel like crap if you're shredded.
If you have a six pack and you feel like shit, you feel better than you would have if you were fat and felt like shit.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Fat is a multiplier.
Yeah.
Gave myself a bomb.
There we go.
But in reality, with all kidding aside, what I want to do is maybe inspire some people that have been wanting to get in shape to finally pull the trigger and get in shape. How would you do that?
The first thing that I would do is look at what they've been doing, right? And if they're not where they want to be, and this is what I always say, right? Like, God wouldn't give you a vision if it wasn't possible for you, right? If you're fat and happy, hey, that's one thing. But if you're looking at yourself, you don't like the way you look, or you don't like the way you feel, that vision is there for a reason, whether it's in your business or whether it's in your fitness. So the first thing is audit what you're currently doing, and then from there, implement better habits and systems.
See, habits. See, if you ever heard my stuff, I say mindset, skill set, habits.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about financial success.
But it's all in the same realm.
It is all in the same realm. Because again, if I gave you $1 billion, but you'd have to be eternally nauseous and crippled, would you do it?
No.
I wouldn't either.
No.
I wouldn't either. So that means I value my health more than $1 billion. Okay, well then why am I eating the donut with the chemicals, and why am I eating the Snickers, and why am I guzzling the alcohol, and why am I celebrating by destroying my internal organs?
Yep.
Why am I doing that?
It's called the success trap mindset. I think a lot of people get into this where they feel they have to eliminate one portion of their life, which is typically their health, and exchange it for wealth. You can have both, because what's the point of having money if you're not feeling good and happy at the same time?
So where do you send all these people that come to you? They're overweight, they're out of shape, they don't know the macros, they don't know the fitness program, they don't know habits, they don't have any discipline, they don't have any grit.
Yeah.
What do you do with them? Because without discipline and grit, they're toast. They might as well not even hire you.
Yeah. I think it's a cyclical process, right? Like, if you're stressed and you're eating the wrong things, you're not going to want to go to the gym, and you're going to be in bad health. And when you're eating shit and you're not going to the gym, you're going to be stressed and unhappy, right? So the first thing is just creating a different action in the loop, right? Yeah. We have this loop of shame and guilt around eating bad food, right? And that loop is continuous until an action changes. So the first point of action is knowing that you want to change. That's where I meet people. I don't go talking to people that don't want to change. Hey, if you want to change, well, there's a reason God gave you this vision, right? And the vision is, that you're not living up to your fullest potential and your purpose. So I like to call it like a map or a credit score. How do you know how to improve your credit score? Or how do you know what destination, where you're going to go if you don't have a map to get there? So if we know we're starting at our starting point, right, which is the first point on the map, say we're in Las Vegas and we want to go to Miami. Well, now we know where we want to go. Now, how do we get there? That's what I help with. I implement systems and structures and habits to help you get there, as long as you have the vision that you want to.
Little blueprint.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So last time you were here, you were doing that.
Yep.
Are you doing it more?
So I was.
What happened since the show?
Yeah. So I was on the pod 2 years ago, which was awesome. But I was a personal trainer at
What happened, by the way?
With
being on the show.
I mean, it was incredible. I got a ton of exposure. A lot of the audience, saw the value there and changed a lot of lives because of it. So
good.
It was awesome. But yeah, I was a personal trainer, and I just started getting in the online space when we initially met. That's where my brand started kind of blowing up.
Coincidentally.
Coincidentally, right? Not coincidentally, but what was funny is I started to take on so many online clients that it no longer made sense for me
to do in person.
So
you were doing it in person?
Yep.
Damn, dude. Yeah. You were doing it like old school. You were doing it like 2020 style.
Yeah, stepping over quarters to pick up pennies is what I like to call it. Right. Yeah. When you're trading your time for money versus providing value instead, which is now what I'm doing, right? I'm helping my expansion and my reach, being able to go online and helping clients is skyrocketed. Right?
What's funny is I told Gold's Gym probably in 2004, what you need to do is create, because I had this company and I was trying to close them on creating an online personal training module or service. Yep. And they said, dude, nobody will buy that. They want you to meet them at the gym.
Yeah.
I said, dude, a lot of people can't afford these trainers.
Yeah.
They don't have the money, but it's the information they need. They'll hold themselves accountable.
Yeah.
Like, why don't you just sell them the diets and the programs and the videos to show them what to do? And they said, it'll never work, Brad.
Boy, were they wrong.
2004, Gold's Gym could have kicked off the whole online fitness revolution, but they didn't listen to old Brad Lea.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. That's how Blockbuster failed, right? They didn't pivot and do what Netflix did, or there was another streaming service, I don't remember, but even Redbox, right? Blockbuster got pushed out of the market by Redbox. Redbox got pushed out of the market by Netflix, but it was all pivoting in the market. Essentially, everything is online on our phones and TVs now, right?
Yeah, and someone's going to push out Netflix if they don't pay attention.
Yeah.
So you were doing it. Man, I didn't know you were just like getting started.
Right when we talked,
how'd you get on the show then? I don't even remember.
Dude, I won it in a charity auction.
Oh, lucky bastard.
So I went to it's a funny story. I went to this auction, and one of my friends that was holding the auction, who you're acquainted with, they own a mortgage company. They're like, yeah, Brad put up a spot on the show for the auction. It's for charity for kids with for mental disabilities. And I knew that it was going to be up, and I was like, bro, I have a amount in my head that I'm willing to spend on it. But if you could do a buy now option, in the buy now option, I was like, nobody has signed their name on it. I went and signed my name.
Nobody knew who I was either.
Done. I'm like, and then I came into the pod. You were like, you are the smartest person in that room. And sure enough, not only was I able to write it off, I gave back to charity, but then you and I connected, and it helped my business. And
dude, what's funny is I think podcasting is almost the new commercial.
Yeah.
It's the new advertising, because when this episode drops, and I'll bet you're still getting action from that episode, aren't you?
I think it slowed down for a year.
Well, of course it's going to slow down, because like the rush, they all heard it, but dude, there's people finding it yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's people listening to it, not as many because it's not a fresh episode, but dude, the point is podcasts continue to get listened to and downloaded for years. Yeah. It's like having a billboard on a freeway that never goes away. Yeah. Now, fewer cars might drive by because it ain't rush hour, but guess what, dude? Cars are nonetheless driving by.
Yeah, it's still up there.
And they're hearing about you. Yeah. And what's funny is they probably are thinking that you're, still doing that.
Right. Yeah. That's why I had to get back on, because I wanted to kind of show the ascension.
So, okay. So what are you doing now? How have you expanded? How'd you pivot?
Yeah. I quit personal training, online coaching full time. And I mean, I've tripled, quadrupled the amount of clients I'm able to work with. So online fitness coaching now, helping, entrepreneurs is kind of like my base and the type of clients that I like to work with, just because I'm an entrepreneur and I know what it takes. You want to run a business, you want to be successful, but you feel like crap, right? And our habits, just like you, dude, you're in incredible shape. You've been doing intermittent fasting. I'm sure you feel even better because of those habits, and you're able to operate at a higher level. So those are the people I really specialize and like to work with. And then from that model, other coaches started reaching out to me and like, dude, how are you doing what you're doing? I see you're traveling, because I can work anywhere now. I'm not stuck in a gym for 70 hours a week, which I'm like, dude, I'm not doing this till I'm 60 years old. There has to be a better way. I wasn't driving a Lambo yet. I saw all these people with nice things. I'm like, don't
you think though all the trainers have figured out online's the way to go now?
I think it's 2025, I think, is like, we're still in a gold rush for online coaching, right? And more people are now both aware that it's a possibility, because I'll talk to some people and they're like, I didn't even know online coaching was a thing, right? And then they talk to me, they're like, wow, okay, this is real, it works. Because I think some people have, the general audience, they have this thing like, oh, people are scamming and it's not real, or you know what I mean? They don't think they're going to get actual personalized programs or coaching. But I think the market is a lot more open to that. And I think this year we're going to see an even bigger expansion in the online coaching space.
Well, I just so happen to know that as a fact. That's right.
That's my prediction.
Yeah. Well, I promise you, your prediction is being proven real every single day.
I love that.
The question is are you still in a gym, in a brick and mortar gym, saying, come on, one more set. Come on, one more set, man. Yeah. You got it in you. Come on. Yeah, that's right. Excellent. Let's move on. Oh, shit. The shoulder machines are taken. Yeah. Let's go over here. Let's do some lats.
Yeah.
Are you doing that still, folks? Because there's probably some personal trainers listening. What would you tell them?
I mean, like I said earlier, you're stepping over quarters to pick up pennies, right? It's almost like a scarcity mindset, but I think it's also, they haven't expanded their mind to what's possible. I started getting around other people and I'm like, how are you making $1 million a year? So some of these guys are making $1 million to $2 million a month, right? With online coaching. So your ceiling expands so much by expanding your reach online versus in person. You only have so many hours in a day,
and you can only put so many people in the gym.
Yeah, it's even owning a gym is
so you would say personal training is like a boot camp to get the knowledge that you need if you want to go to the next level, which is okay. Now you go help people get in shape.
Yeah. And you don't even need to be a personal trainer, to be an online coach. I think it's important to, of course, have an authority. Like I don't think the one thing I think that kind of drives me nuts is seeing people teach somebody something that they don't know about, whether it's in business or in the fitness space. Like if you're an out of shape personal trainer or an out of shape coach, like that's not a good place, to coach from. So
period.
Yeah.
Like again, anybody that hires a personal trainer that's out of shape, I would question. Now, not that they can't know, because let's say you got fat for some reason.
Yeah.
Do you still know? You still know.
Yeah. But I also think it's a decision.
Yeah, but still, dude, you still know.
Yeah. Still have the knowledge. Right?
For whatever reason, I'm looking at a guy that's fat and he really does know how to get me in shape.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying if they're fat, they don't know how. I'm telling you, if they're fat, they're not doing it. And if they're not doing it, I'm not listening. I want to listen to someone who's done it. Exactly. They do it and they're highly recommending it. And then I'll lean that direction.
That's how I feel personally. If I'm not going to take advice about making money from somebody who's broke or isn't practicing good money habits, right?
And that's another perfect example, dude. There could be someone that used to have millions of dollars and now they're broke. Why wouldn't you listen to them? Well, it depends on what you're listening to.
Right.
Because if you had no money and I can verify that you used to be worth $30 million, I would be listening as to what you did to lose it. And I'd make sure I did not do those things. Yeah.
It's a good way to look at it.
Well, you got to approach everyone believing that they know something you don't.
Right.
And that gives you a level of basic respect for other human beings to where it doesn't matter if they're rich or fat or poor or six pack. But again, I'm not going to ask a dude that's fat if he wants to show me how to get abs.
That was my point. Yeah.
Yeah. He might know, but listen, I think step one, if someone came to me and I was in your business and they said, hey, I want to sell coaching. I want to make this money from my laptop. And I look at them and they're out of shape. I'd say, no problem, bro. I can help you do it. And when they said, okay, how much? I say, $1 million or whatever. And they write the check. I go, okay, first thing we got to do is get your fat ass in shape, because ain't no one going to give you any credibility looking like a slob.
Yeah.
So step one, get in shape.
Yep.
I'd still teach them, but my first level, until you can get in shape and demonstrate that you know what you're doing, I can't help you with the next step. Because the next step, dude, I'm assuming you have credibility. I'm assuming that you got veins popping out of your bicep. I'm not assuming that you're running around like a rubber neck chicken.
Yeah.
Claiming that you know how to get in shape.
Yeah. And I think the easiest way as well to influence and impact others is through our own conviction. And conviction happens through action. Right. And that starts with your habits. So that's my main focus with a lot of the people I work with.
Conviction happens with action. Again, I'm trying to determine whether or not I buy that or not.
That's all right. You can buy it or
Say
not.
It again.
Conviction happens with action, right? Like
it doesn't happen without action.
I don't think so, right? Like
I can't be convicted without taking some sort of action.
You've heard of imposter syndrome?
Yeah.
Right. Imposter syndrome, self-doubt. You can completely eliminate that with action towards whatever it is that you're having.
You can also reinforce it.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you mean? That contradicts what you're saying.
What do you mean by that?
You can do the opposite by taking action too. You can reinforce
with the wrong
negative
actions,
shit.
with the wrong actions, right? It's not just random actions. Yeah.
It can't just be actions.
Right. Yeah.
Action is the key. Right. I agree. But I want people to realize there's people out there that are convicted. Number one, you can be convicted and sent to prison, but it took an action, didn't it?
Right. Yeah.
In most cases.
Yeah.
But my point is like convicted meaning like you're committed. Well, you make a commitment with a choice. You don't have to do anything other than make a choice, which could be considered an action. So I agree with you technically that there has to be an action,
Yeah,
or we're all talking shit. But in reality, though, the first thing I would tell people to do is you have to freaking get in shape yourself. Because to me, the best coaches, if you're going to be my coach, bro, I want to learn what you did to go from where I'm at to where you are.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, dude, a good coach reaches back to and serves the person or group that he used to be in.
Yep. Yeah.
And now where he is. So like, if I'm an alcoholic and know I'm no longer an alcoholic, well, then I want to help other alcoholics find sobriety. Well, how can I do it if I'm drunk?
That's right.
How can I do it if I'm out having beer?
Yeah. It's the right mental standpoint. Yeah. I agree.
So anyway, thank God you realize this. Did anybody tell you this? Anyone teach you this? Or did you just realize like, dude, I'm limiting myself to this brick and mortar personal training in-person nightmare?
No one told me. I just sought out the knowledge myself. I've read a lot of personal development books. I mean, a lot of them are similar, right? They're reteaching the same principles. But if you're in a certain space and you're surrounded by the same people, you can't expand, in that space. So I realized I needed to be around other people that were doing what I wanted to do. And I basically, over the last couple of years, I've spent over $70,000 on business coaching and mentorship. And I highly believe in it because I think, A, you get skin in the game, right? So you're going to take it serious, and B, you're paying to, speed track where you want to go.
Yeah.
And that's what I did ultimately.
So, but you also took action.
I took action.
And then, and now where are you? I mean, what's your day look like now?
Yeah. I mean, I can work anywhere I want now. I'm on my laptop. I have a team, people that work with me as well, because I have, a good amount of clients that I work with. So instead of being locked in a gym, I can work anywhere. If I want to go to Miami for a week right now, or if I want to go to Mexico and work from my computer, I could do that, which for me is what I wanted.
And the money to do it.
And the money. So the money is way better in the online space than it is in person, because I don't have to work by the hour. If you get paid by the hour, it's hard to expand what your capabilities are.
Good, dude. I'm glad I didn't have to hear that you're still doing the same old shit.
Oh yeah.
So now you're helping people like basically build what coaching, fitness programs,
their own coaching programs,
so they can be the guru.
Yeah. So, my passion has always been fitness, but my second passion and something that I, fully believe in is just helping people to really accomplish what their purpose is. And a lot of people, want to help other people. They want to impact other people, but they don't have the right vehicle. So I've had a bunch of coaches reach out because they're like, hey, I saw you did this podcast, and I saw you're doing all these things. How do I do it? I'm like, okay, well, I can help you. Right. And that's kind of where that naturally,
because you can say, let me show you what I've done. See, if you've never done it and you were selling that, you have imposter syndrome.
Yeah. It doesn't work that way. Yeah. And that's what I did when I first started. When I first started in the space, I was like, okay, I'm not going to try to do this on my own, because I know it's going to take a lot longer to try to figure it out. I'll pay somebody the money. And I mean, 10x, 20x the return on, what I invested. So,
yeah. Well, fortunately, you had enough money because you got the first step down.
Yeah.
So if anyone's listening, you haven't even got the first step down, reach out to freaking Sheedy and get the first step down. And then it sounds like, well, now you can even go to the next step if you so choose. Yep. What kind of money are we talking? What's the average?
As far as like, what are people
like making? An average income for an online guy that's running your processes?
Yeah. I mean, anywhere from, I think it's very possible to do $20,000 to $40,000 a month online. And that's at a base level, right? That's not something that's extremely hard to do with the right systems. And as long as, again, you're in great shape and you have that authority, people are going to, believe in what you're doing.
What if I got in killer shape? Do you think I could get people to do something?
Bro, your personal brand is so strong. I'm sure if you started, teaching that.
But I don't want to be the guy that rips my shirt off and be like, hey, let me show you how you get my six pack.
If it's not your style, but look at Dan Martell,
he's in killer shape.
Dan Martell's in incredible shape.
But he did start the whole shit. You know how I know? Because I freaking fell for it. Like, I know him. So when I heard him talk about, hey, if you want to, macros, get killer, just hit me the word such and such and I'll let you know. And I didn't know that was a funnel.
Yeah.
So then I DM him the word and say, hey, dude, I'll get in shape. And he goes, great. It's X amount of dollars. And I said, Oh, dude, I thought you were my buddy and you were just going to hook a brother up.
Yeah.
But it was a funnel.
You were probably talking to one of his VAs too.
More than likely.
Yeah.
But that's one of those systems you were talking about.
Yeah, it's all systems.
What about all the people that are going to start hating on you, thinking that you're a snake oil salesman?
Well, I think my results speak for themselves. So, if you're hating on me, that's just more of a projection of where you're at, or you don't want to change.
Dude, that's what all of them say.
Yeah. I mean, all right, stay where you're at. Stay where you're at and hate. You're right. That's that's also an energy that you're going to stay in, right? And if you don't like the way you look or feel, that's on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny. We were talking earlier about, the simplicity and where we have the power. We always get told, you've got the power within you. All you have to do is just tap into the power like it's magical. And where do I find this power? You already have the power. It's the power of choice.
Yep.
It's free will.
Yeah.
Was that accurate?
I love that conversation. Yeah. I mean, it's I live by it personally. Like every day you have to evaluate the choices you're making, and your outside circumstances will tell you if you're making good choices or bad choices.
That's the beautiful part. You don't even have to ask somebody what kind of choices they make. Just look at their life.
Yeah.
Look at their body.
Yep.
Look at their relationships. Look at their car. Look at their
Yep.
bank account. Look
Yep.
at their house.
Yep.
Look at their dogs. Look at their kids.
Yep.
That'll tell you.
Yep.
And again, somebody could be like, well, Brad, I took a look at yours and, hey guys, I don't compare myself.
No.
Okay. Like, don't compare me. Like, don't use me as a comparison, and don't compare me. I had one guy one time talking about Grant Cardone, because everyone thinks we look alike.
Okay.
And we worked together forever and still do. But my point is he's like, Grant's got way more money than you.
Right.
Trying to be hateful.
Somebody said that?
Yeah.
A hater or
just some dude trying to take me down,
say anything.
take me down a notch.
Yeah.
And I said, he's got more money than you too. and he goes, so I'm not the one bragging about and blah, blah, blah. And he was just hating.
Yeah.
And I said, brother, do you need a hug?
Yeah.
And I was just, choosing to be kind and empathetic and feel empathy for him.
Right. Yeah.
Because obviously if he was spewing hatred like that, he hated something about something, and he's choosing poison and hatred.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, poor fella, let me see if I can brighten his day.
Did he respond?
Well, he eventually responded in a positive way and still follows me today. Still makes little comments, but now they're positive.
Yeah.
That's the thing, folks. You get a choice. You can choose to operate with heavenly frequency, or you can choose to operate in what I call earthly frequency. Earthly frequency is not the energy I want to operate in. So I choose, because I got free will, just like everybody else. I can choose to operate at another frequency and energy and vibrational level. And to me, I want to operate up here in the heavenly energy.
Love it, dude. Yeah.
And it's very difficult for someone to trick me and get me to choose the earthly frequencies. Although I have been tricked and I continuously get tricked, but I'm getting better and better at it. So when someone comes around and says, how you doing, Brad? I always say, wasted question. Next. Like, they're like, what do you mean? I tell them too, dude, every time you see me, you say, how are you doing?
Yeah.
Brother, I understand the what you're trying to do, but wasted question.
Yeah.
Wasted question.
Right.
You already know I'm doing awesome, dude.
Yeah.
So why do you have to ask?
Yeah.
You already know this.
Right.
And by the way, if I've never said that to you, you might as well just put it in the pocket and use it from now on. Yeah. When I call Brad, I don't need to say, how you doing? Why? I already know he's freaking rocking.
Yeah.
There's no there. And even if I wasn't, according to everybody else's perspective, I'm not choosing to look at it in a negative manner and operate in a negative way. So I will always look, no matter what happens, on it positively and gratefully. And I'm going to find the good in it.
Yeah. And
so you'll never have to ask me, how am I doing? I'm doing freaking unbelievable, bro. I wish everybody was doing as good as me. If I was any better, I'd be twins. There'd be two of me.
I posted something on my story yesterday because I'm big on mindset as well. I think that's, important. And I was at a coffee shop and getting some work done. I was just listening to conversations, and a guy was like, just another day, or, nothing new or something. You know what I mean? Kind of like those like melancholy.
Just trying to stay alive.
Just trying to stay alive. And I'm like, and I just think it's a really poor way to respond to that. And on a physiological level, we actually there's an impact on your psyche when you respond that way in a negative tone.
Of course there is.
It lowers your dopamine.
Dude, it changes your frequency.
It changes, and it can actually lower testosterone as well.
Dude,
physiologically.
All that is controlled by your energy, your frequency, your vibrational level.
Yeah, it's huge.
All of it.
Yeah.
So when we get a physiological change in our hormones and our everything, what your body is tuning into is the negativity. It's automatically adjusting, so you get more of it. So if you choose to be negative and focus on the negative and complain and bitch and worry and doubt and fear and greed and all the earthly energy, well, then your body and all your hormones and your whole physiological body goes, well, this person's choosing negative, so let's manufacture and get him something to bitch about because he is choosing to bitch, which means he must want to bitch and complain and be negative.
It attracts more of that.
So that's what happens. That's why when we wake up in the morning, we stretch, we reach over, grab the phone, decide to check an email. It's maybe some bad news if you have the wrong attitude, and you choose to react to it with negativity. And the next thing you know, your kid comes in and your wife comes in, and the next thing you know, your whole day's not going very well. You're mad, you're pissed. Then you go to the grocery store, and you get up to the line, and some slow person with 900 items in a 15 item line is slowly, and the checker's not holding them accountable. And now you're even more pissed. Dude, you realize you probably made that happen somehow. Like your vibrational energy is attracting more to have more of it. So if you could have chosen the opposite and you get more of that, why would you ever choose the earthly energy over the heavenly energy? And the only answer anyone could ever give is, it wasn't my choice. And if they say it wasn't my choice, I say, well, whose choice was it? They're like, well, and then they start playing the blame game. It's victim mentality. It's well, Brad's show came on and started calling me fat. And so you chose to get pissed. Well, he has no right to call people fat. He was fat not too long ago. How dare he? You're choosing that. I didn't make you do that. I didn't come over to your house and say, okay, here's how you have to act or react, I should say. So when people realize, holy shit, dude, the power's in the choice.
It's massive.
And the choice is mine. And if I'm negative or pissed or sad or lonely or depressed or angry or greedy or upset in any way, I've chosen that.
I agree.
And if I can just stop that nonsense, then the whole world changes. And let me tell you something. That's all it is a perspective. You're just deciding to look at it in a different way. I'm looking at it this way. I don't really like that shit. I could get mad, I could complain, or I could look at it this way and talk about that and focus on that. And guess what? Now I got more stuff to be happy about. Now I got more stuff to be. I'll start attracting more good things because I appreciate the good in everything. So I want more good. It's crazy, dude. That's the law of manifestation. That's the secret. Remember that movie, The Secret? It's funny, dude. Everybody remembers it. So it can't be the secret because everybody knows it. But how come no one does it?
They're just choosing not to implement it.
How come no one? They're making a choice not to implement it. See what I mean? It boils down to a choice. Anyway, dude, so what else? What else? Your YouTube channel, how's it looking?
I just actually launched my YouTube channel, put out my first YouTube video just about, how I created the life that I currently have, which is, to this point,
freedom.
It's what I wanted, right? Of course, there's other goals and audacious goals I have that I'm working on currently, and they will happen. But to be where I'm at today wasn't random, right? It was a vision that I had that I, really focused on my habits. That's why I'm such a big proponent of daily habits, but I utilize the system of nutrition and exercise and supplementation and how you start your day, how you end your day.
Okay,
That's what I help my clients with.
Let's for free help some of the listeners start getting better habits.
How do you start getting better
Yeah,
habits?
let's
I think
talk
it starts
about
with
that.
mindset, right? So the first thing that I ask every single client this before I work with them: why do you want to get in better shape?
So you're looking for purpose.
Give me some purpose. Give me some why. Like, I don't.
What if they say, because I want to get chicks?
That's a good purpose. If that's what your purpose is, at least it's better than just, I want to have abs. Everybody wants abs. If I could snap my fingers and give you abs right now, would you say yes? 95% of people will say yes. If I could snap my fingers right now and you would have an extra 10 million in the bank, would you say yes? Yeah, but it's not that easy, because you have to have a strong why to get you into action. So I always ask them why. Once you have a purpose, once you have a why, then you have more of a motivating factor to implement the right actions to get there, right? So to change your habits, you need the right structure. And a lot of people are, oh, I'm tired, I'm unmotivated. Yeah, because you're not eating right. The first thing is, what are you putting in your mouth, right? And if you get home from work and the first thing you do is plop on the couch and eat a cheeseburger, you go get fast food, and you wonder why you don't have motivation to wake up the next day and your hormones are shot. Well, that's where we need to start.
Well, cheeseburger isn't what does it.
Well, it's the perpetuality of eating terrible food that's going to make you.
Cheeseburgers aren't terrible.
I mean, in moderation. I have a cheeseburger, once a month or twice
See?
a month. Yeah. But most people though, Brad, are eating terrible on a daily basis. Some of them do it unconsciously, some of them do it consciously, right? And this is perpetuating feelings of low motivation, low energy, stress, anxiety, whatever you want to, call it. And
So how do you change the habits though?
Purpose. Get a strong purpose, and then
that's
from
it.
There, yeah, and then from there, hit up somebody like myself or somebody that can, guide you,
or just YouTube.
Right? And there's so many resources, right? Like, what I like to tell people is, like, you could do it on your own, I'm sure, but if you want to speed track it, hire somebody else that's helped other people do it.
And accountability is really what you're paying for.
I think accountability is a massive part of it.
Well, that's what's missing.
Yeah, like listen, I have a nutrition coach.
Dude, I've Googled how to get a 6-pack 100 times, and I didn't do anything because there was no accountability with that video.
Right. Even this right now, I'm giving people value, right? But you don't pay for the value, you pay for the implementation. How can I help you implement it? Where's the structure? Where's the accountability? So I have a nutrition coach that holds me accountable, that I talk to on a weekly basis, who's actually smarter than me, believe it or not. I wouldn't hire somebody that's not. And I also have a business coach. I have somebody that I talk to on a weekly basis.
I'd want to have him on the show and ask why he hasn't already got you going in the direction I told you.
That's all right. We had a great conversation today. It's good stuff. But
I should business coach business coaches.
I mean, I think you easily could do that. Yeah. If you're not already doing it. But
you know what I tell people now, believe it or not? Buy businesses.
Yeah.
Dude, right now I could show you a business that's throwing off $2 million net cash that you could probably buy for $5 million. If you're like, well, where do I get the $5 million? Unless you are not qualified, I could even loan you the $5 million. Well, you're going to loan me $5 million? No, but I'll show you who will.
Right.
And then you just sign your name, put 5-10% down. Well, I don't have any money. Well, then again, you're not ready for this.
Right,
we got to start you at the bottom.
Right, yeah.
How about let's go to work and save some money?
Right. Get some capital.
But eventually, dude, very little money. And I can even show you how to raise the money. Point being is, dude, anyone can buy a $5 million business throwing off $1.5 million, $2 million, and literally walk in day one at the top of that business, owning it, and take the cash flow that it's already doing and pay the debt service and put $800,000 a year in your pocket.
That's sick. Yeah. What kind of like business model?
Any kind, dude. There's so many business models.
Yeah.
Usually whatever's your passion. A nail
yeah.
salon.
Right. Yeah.
There's nail salons throwing off $1 million a year in revenue right now. You can buy those for $2-3 million. Boom. Same process.
Yeah.
Put $20,000-$30,000 down and start netting $500,000 a year, getting out of college with your damn business degree. You know, just like the fitness trainers, dude. There's people right now that they haven't even gotten in shape. They're not ready to go get people in shape and build an online training business.
Yeah.
They need to get in shape.
Yeah.
Then that work and that, starts to build the stuff required to do the next one.
Yeah. Yeah.
But buying businesses, you literally could start today and go out and buy businesses.
Yeah.
And then the next thing you know, dude, I got a whole thing on it. Like I'm getting deep in it. I'm buying business. I got a thing called Buyers Club. I got a Hunters Club getting formed where you just hunt for the businesses. I'll buy them.
I didn't know you were doing that.
Oh yeah. I'm doing a lot, bro.
Yeah, my video.
Well, you think I'm still doing the same shit?
No, I know you're not. My video guy was like, "What does he do?" I'm like, "Oh, he does this," but I know he has a lot.
What do I do? I help people. That's all I do. Just so you know, I help people. Help people with what? Mainly just get out of the rat race.
Yeah.
You know, stop spinning their wheels, get off the hamster wheel, get out of the normal and become abnormal, which is funny because everybody wants to be normal. It's like, why would you want to be normal?
Yeah.
Makes no sense. I want to show people how to get on another level in their relationships, their finances, ends up being their spirituality as well.
Yeah,
but I just help people like win.
Yeah.
I won. And so now I'm showing other people how to win. In what? Dude, whatever. Like, again, everybody's got their own little flavors of what they want. Yeah. So I'm not here to judge.
Yeah.
I just help.
Yeah.
What does Brad Lea do? Man, he just helps people. That's all he does all day long.
Yeah.
You know why? Because I'm operating in that energy.
Yeah.
And I choose. And what most people think, wait a minute, dude, you make tons of cash selling this and selling that. I don't sell any of it.
Yeah.
Bro. People buy it.
Right. Yeah.
But I don't sell it.
Yeah.
What do? I help them solve a problem.
Yeah.
Just so happens it's with my products and services.
I have a solution for it. Yeah.
But dude, what do? I help people. That's what I do.
Yeah.
And I can help you too. Go to bradlea.com. Just well, dude, that's what you do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, if someone asks you, you say, "Oh, I help people do this, that, and the other thing." See, you're helping people.
Yeah.
And coincidentally, you're making money doing it.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy is people don't understand. All you got to do to make money is help people.
Yeah.
But everybody, well, again, everybody's trying to help themselves. And dude, that's the wrong energy. Selfish. Do you think that's heavenly or earthly?
I think it's selfless to put energy in yourself.
Nope. You're making someone see doing that in a different perspective, which I've seen and I know what you're talking about. But let's get down to the truth.
Okay.
The truth is if you're selling me your program because you want to pay your rent more than you want me to get in shape, it's not a bad thing that people do that. But if you're operating in where it's for you, it's not for me.
Right.
Is that good or not as good?
No, it's not good. That's a scarcity mindset, right?
That's right. So even though it's okay, it's fine. A lot of people do it. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean you can't be successful operating selfishly. A lot of people get rich operating selfishly.
Yeah.
But my point is
what I meant, by the way.
I know.
Yeah.
But I want these guys to understand what I mean.
Yeah.
Because they're only listening to part of what you're saying.
Right. The technicalities.
I'm just joking. No, but I want clarity because, dude, this conversation is changing lives. If people, there's one person might hear this and be like, "Oh my God, dude, I've never really looked at it that way."
Right.
And all we did is cause them to change their perspective. Because when you look at things differently, people always ask me, "Dude, what's the fastest way to change?" What?
Right.
I want to change my whole life.
Right.
Change the way you look at it.
Yeah. Perspective. Yeah.
Change your perspective. And what is that?
Yeah.
It's a choice.
Yep.
You just choose to.
And then living in abundance, right? Like the opposite of scarcity, which would be living to serve yourself, is living in abundance where, okay, I can help a lot of people.
And coincidentally, dude, that's how you help yourself. You focus on, like when I go to sell somebody something, I'm not really trying to sell them anything.
Right.
And thankfully I don't have to worry about money. So I don't really care if they buy or not. Right. I'm just seeing if I can help you. If I can help you, bro, my energy starts to talk about how I can help you. Right. And boom, next thing you know, you're sold. Right. And you're like, dude, he's a great salesperson. Yeah. Well, sales is just the transference of enthusiasm.
Yeah.
All you got was my energy transferred to you, which affected your energy. Now I could have done it in a positive way or a negative way. Yeah. Well, what energy am I operating in? Because if I'm operating in a negative energy, more than likely, whatever I'm doing is not the most ideal thing. Why? Well, because dude, negative brings negative. Positive brings positive. So how am I operating? So I always put it in my head when I talk to a customer or a prospect.
Right.
How can I help this son bitch?
I like it.
Let me see how I can help you. Like you being on this show, dude. My thought is, how can I help Mike Sheedy?
Yeah.
Now, helping Mike Sheedy, by the way, helps all these other people.
Right.
Dude, how can I help people in general?
Right.
Letting Mike Sheedy on the podcast is, in my opinion, helping people, or you wouldn't be sitting here, even if you're willing to pay.
Yeah.
Why? Because I don't hurt people.
Yeah.
You'll never catch me hurting anyone. And if I accidentally hurt someone, well, then, dude, obviously there was no intention behind it, which that's what makes it bad is when there's intention.
Yeah. Malice.
Even not malice, but just attention. And a lot of times there's laws set up where, dude, even if you didn't know it, you're still guilty. Why?
Yeah.
You should have known.
Yeah.
Well, I know.
Yeah.
But anyway, Michael Sheedy, what does your day look like in the mornings? Listen, because you would agree that people need a morning routine.
I think it's important how you set yourself up for the day. I think, especially like the type of clients I work with, right? I work with a lot of entrepreneurs, people who are, getting after it. They have families, they have, businesses or jobs.
They're busy.
They're busy, right? And a lot of people wake up and they start their day in a hectic way, right? They check their phone, they skip breakfast, they rush out of the house.
I skip breakfast.
Yeah, but you do it intentionally for intermittent fasting.
And by the way, I take it back. You know what I eat for breakfast?
Tell me.
Body fat.
Good. Yeah, your body's burning. Yeah.
I eat body fat for breakfast.
Yeah.
I suggest a lot of people try it.
Yeah. There's effectiveness in that. And you're a walking testament to it right now, but you also eat healthy, the rest of the day when you're outside of your fasting window.
Do I?
You tell me.
Fairly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
80-20, 70-30.
No, I mean fairly well.
Right. Yeah. So
like, for example, blue cheese dressing.
Yeah.
A bodybuilder would say, "Oh my God, dude, you can't eat that."
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
I can eat it. I get to choose, and I choose to eat it.
Yeah.
Well, how do you have abs? Because if you think you can't eat blue cheese and still have abs, you're full of shit.
Yeah. Because you're in a calorie deficit because of the.
Well, I don't care why it is.
Yeah.
Bottom line is, it's not true. You can't eat blue cheese and still be in shape.
Yeah.
But I don't eat donuts one after another, and I don't eat desserts. But I will have a freaking steak.
Yeah.
Fried in butter.
Yeah.
And then a blue cheese wedge.
Yeah.
Thick with blue cheese and tomatoes and cucumbers.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. And then guess what I'll have for dessert? Berries and whipped cream. Sugar-free if they have it. But even if they don't.
Yeah.
Well, you can't have sugar. Bullshit.
Right. Yeah.
You can too.
Yeah.
Well, you're in a calorie deficit. Okay. Well, then quit saying I can't. I'm obviously can.
Yeah.
The question is who? Because there might be some people that's diabetic. Everybody's themselves, man.
Yeah.
So there's no one way to fix every single person. But I will promise this. If people got a hold of you right now and said, "Okay, Mike, you got me. I'm tired of being fat. I believe what you're saying. I like the God stuff you were saying. I'm faith-based. Something told me to call you."
Yeah.
And you do what you do. They do what you say.
Yeah.
99% of them, if not all of them, are going to freaking get in shape.
They're going to and feel better probably than they felt.
Well, that's where I was going. And once they're in shape, their energy changes, their vibrations change, their body, their physiological existence changes.
Yeah.
That alone is like a big head start. People don't realize that that's what happens.
Yeah.
So as soon as you're operating in that energy, which is a different energy, well, now you can start to see that there's all kinds of kick-ass energies out there. All I got to do is tap into them. No, all you got to do is choose them.
It's a choice. Yeah.
You choose them.
Yeah.
So that way, anybody that's listening to this could literally take what we just said. They don't need you or me or anybody. You know what they need? They need themselves.
Choice.
Right. All they got to do is go, son of a bitch. Google, bam, action, bam. Holy shit, this works. Well, again, Mike can get you there quicker. Why? Because you don't have to Google, you don't have to search, you don't have to find out that the 6 diets you tried really weren't good for you because they all said they were.
Trial and error.
Yeah. So, I mean, someone with experience. So again, what I tell people is, listen, you can go figure it out for yourself. You don't need me to, like I teach people how to build the training systems. You don't need me to do it. You can figure it out. It'll just take you years and probably hundreds of thousands of dollars, or sign me a check and I'll show you exactly how to knock it out.
Get done quicker.
If I start doing business coaching, I'm going to reach out to guys like you and say, "Hey, how about you give me 50K? And I'll sit down with you for an hour probably. and blow up your business.
Yeah.
Dude, why? Well, because I bet you I could.
Yeah.
I think if you do go take action on everything we talked about, don't question it, dude.
Yeah.
Act.
Yeah.
I'll bet you anything. You'll come back in 2 years and go, son of a bitch, dude. That was freaking worth every penny I didn't pay.
Yeah.
But I should have charged you $50K for a little business consulting.
Yeah.
Folks, I'm going to start business consulting. If anybody on here would like a one-on-one business consulting with Brad Lea, it's $50,000. Get a hold of Maria at Lightspeed VT. I'll be happy to schedule it with you.
Yeah.
Maria, it's $50,000 if anybody emails you and wants my business consulting. Look at that. Just started a new business.
Helping people.
Yep. I just want to help, dog. I just want to help. See, I just want to help. Now, let's pretend there's a hater watching.
Yeah.
Oh, see, here's the sell.
Yeah.
Here's the sell. He wants your money after all. What would you say to those haters?
I mean, they're probably not somebody who's producing something for themselves at a high level.
Well, more than likely, but what would you say to them?
I'd probably get curious. You know what I mean? Like, is everything okay? You know, because like you said, it's coming from a place of empathy, right? If we lower ourselves to where somebody else is, then we're just perpetuating in that negativity, right?
Yeah.
It's like, are you good? Are you like, what can someone say to that if you start saying, hey man, like,
well, they probably wouldn't listen, but here's what I'd say. I'd say, let's pretend it's you.
Yeah.
I'd say, Mike, are you aware that you just poisoned your environment with that vile message, that hateful comment? Are you aware of that? Yes or no?
Is this if I'm a hater?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm saying no. Yeah.
Okay, well, again, dude, when you talk shit, you get shit in your mouth. Do you want shit in your mouth? Well, that shit just came out of your mouth, which must mean you have shit on your tongue now. Is that a good feeling or a bad feeling? And not only that, would you agree that that's negative poison or not?
Yeah.
Is it?
That'll be my next response to the.
It's poison?
Yeah.
Okay, so didn't you just poison your own environment? Now, do you think poisoning your own environment is a good choice or a bad choice?
Probably a bad one.
And if you could just make better choices, you wouldn't be mad that I'm winning. You'd be so freaking happy for me. It would be unbelievable. And you wouldn't left that comment, correct?
Damn.
Give me a hug, brother.
Yeah.
Yee! But they wouldn't listen. That's the funny part.
Yeah.
No one would ever have that conversation because haters are haters and they're just going to continue to hate. Am I needed?
Yeah.
Anyway, boy, I'll tell you, being on a schedule, folks, is not a good thing.
Yeah.
Where are you going from here? Oh, yeah. No, I want to know about your morning routine first.
Yeah, no.
Because everybody needs a morning routine. Would you agree to that?
Yeah, I agree. I think having intentionality with your day is important. I mean, if we don't run the day runs us. Right?
Yeah, but morning routine.
Yeah, let's talk about
what's yours.
So I wake up in the morning. I don't touch my phone for the first 20 minutes.
That's a good one.
When you do that, you're
susceptible.
Downloads, potentially negative things, positive things, who knows? But I want to start the day with intention as far as how I want it to go. And with
do you have a coaching group, by the way? Like you get them on a call or something?
Yeah.
You want me to pop in there one time and just give them the whole energy talk?
That would be incredible.
I'll do it.
That would be incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Call Maria and tell her Brad said he wants to talk to my group.
We'll set it up. So yeah, 20 minutes. First thing, no phone. From there, I take, I'll do water with electrolytes. First thing in the morning, I do Relight. You guys listen to this. This is the best electrolyte. I'm not even sponsored by
them. Will you text me the link?
I'll text you the link. So Relight, it just has the best proprietary blend because the problem with like LMNT, for example, is it's super high in sodium and it doesn't have enough potassium and magnesium. Relight has all of them. So I do that with about 16 to 24 ounces of water, hop in the shower. I have an open shower, so I turn on the red light. So I have an infrared light that I use to also wake me up and kind of, set me up for my energy for the day. Jump in the shower, do my thing, and then I'll finish with 60 seconds of cold water. Before I came here, I did that to sharpen me up. And then from there, I'll go do fasted cardio at the gym. I typically knock out 25 minutes.
Why not? Why not 4 minutes of cold water?
The shower, if you're doing 4 minutes, you're overdoing it, right? Like if you're going to do a cold plunge, 2 to 3 minutes in a cold plunge is great. I personally am not a massive fan of cold plunges. I think they can be used intermittently. However, I think cold plunges are probably the most overrated recovery modality in fitness currently.
I've heard both sides of that argument.
Yeah, and typically the reason for this is a lot of people who are doing hypertrophy or resistance training, right? Your body produces natural inflammatory responses that are needed for recovery. When you go into a cold plunge, it blunts those responses and creates actually more cortisol. So in one breath, yes, the cold plunge helps stress resilience and actually immune system function and metabolism and recovery. But if you do it too close to a workout, it doesn't help. So for me, I like to do just 60 seconds of cold exposure with water. I get somatic. It's called a somatic parasympathetic nervous system response. Wakes you up, gets you in a focus.
Releases
state.
your something.
It basically helps to increase your stress response. And
Yeah,
stress
one time someone told me, dude,
yeah.
it's like better than Coke. And I did it. And I'm like, dude, you must have never done Coke.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it wasn't better than Coke.
Endorphins. And it does give you endorphins. Not the same as cocaine. But yeah. And then from there, I'll go home, eat a meal, and then start working. That's
How long does that take?
I mean, that routine, an hour, right?
Guys, he invests 1 hour into himself. How many of you guys are investing in yourself?
Yeah.
Because, dude, that's what I realized when I started working out and getting in better shape. Like, dude, I didn't invest very much into myself, at least in certain areas of myself.
Yeah, right.
I was investing in work heavily, and I was withdrawing from health. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, or I'd start, investing in the health, and then the work would suffer. How do people find that balance?
You can do both. I don't think I don't like the word balance. I think it's what's a priority, right?
Well, I mean, I know, but I've justified not going to the gym in the morning because I should probably just get to work because I'd rather be rich than in shape.
Right. But then it's called the success trap mindset, right? The success trap mindset is the more I work, the more money I make. The problem with that is money isn't the only thing that brings us happiness and joy. Right. It's the way that we feel, right? And for me, I'd rather make 25% less and feel much more energetic. And a proponent of success is also the way you feel and operate vibrationally. And that's your choices. So if I'm making bad choices, I'm probably not going to operate at a high enough level to attract people that see the conviction in me.
That's right. Dude, heavenly energy. I'm changing the game. If you ever hear anyone call it heavenly energy,
I know where they got it from.
Yeah, and I've recently been spewing this love into the world.
I like it, Brad.
So if anybody hears it, it came from my ripple effect.
Like it.
Heavenly energy, folks. That's what we need to choose. You just choose it. Well, it's tough, Brad. I didn't say it wouldn't be. Well, you don't understand. Yes, I do. Yeah, but it's tough. I know. So that's another thing when people there's a price to pay no matter what. It's tough not to do it. It's actually tougher. So like getting in shape. Yeah. You got to sacrifice. Well, you're going to sacrifice for not being in shape. And the sacrifice is generally 10 times worse. You're just not aware of it.
Yeah.
So you're paying for something you don't want. So it's like, what do you want? You want to be in shape or you want to be out of shape? I want to be in shape. Well, what does it take? Commitment and grit and consistency and, sacrifice. You got to sacrifice donuts and you got to sacrifice this. And, that's the price.
Yep.
So there's a price, right? Okay. Well, what's the price of not doing those things?
Yep.
Well, there's a price either way.
Yep.
There's a sacrifice either way.
Yep.
And when people realize the simplicity of this, it's a light bulb that turns on because you're going to sacrifice no matter what. If you don't sacrifice for what it is that you want, what you want becomes the sacrifice.
Yep.
So I'm going to sacrifice for what I don't want.
Right.
Yeah. I'm going to pay the price for the shit I don't want.
Right.
Like, how stupid does that sound when you put it like that?
Yeah.
I'm paying for this shit and I don't even want this shit.
Yep.
Well, why are you paying for it?
Yep.
I don't know. Well, you're paying for it because you don't realize you've got the power.
Yep.
It's within you. All you have to do is tap into it.
Yep.
That's what people say.
Yeah.
When in reality, they need to go deeper. They need to break it down for the, I call them sleeping giants.
Right. Yeah.
I think everybody's a sleeping giant, dude.
Yeah.
I think if everybody would just wake up, there'd be a whole lot more badass bitches walking around.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's what I work to do. I want to help people to wake up themselves,
Well, let's join forces, and you're local here.
Yeah.
So let's bring you back on a regular sequence.
I'd love to, brother. Yeah.
Just come in and shoot the shit and talk about energy.
Yeah, man. Drop a lot of bombs.
Drop a lot of bombs. Let me make sure before I end this, how can the bomb squad help Michael Sheedy.
I mean, yeah, give me a follow on social media. Check me out at Michael Sheedy Fitness on Instagram. Also YouTube, Michael Sheedy Fitness as well. If you need any help, just reach out and happy to share some knowledge.
Is there, and like, what's the biggest mindset shift people need to make in 2025?
The biggest mindset shift that people need to make in 2025. I think it's what we were just talking about is choose your hard. I think there's more convenience than ever before, right? We have streaming platforms from home. You don't have to go to Blockbuster anymore. You have Uber Eats. You don't need to go to drive anywhere to get anything to eat. We got, video games and streaming services and all these things that make it easier than ever to give into comfortability that is keeping you stuck where you're at. And you keep questioning why you don't feel and look the way you want to look, whether it's in your business, your relationships, your finances. It all just boils down to a choice. Make a choice to change, and you'll see how it reflects in your circumstances.
Boom. We're going to end it with that. Folks, let's kill the live. Appreciate you guys. And as always, Bomb Squad. Till next time, keep it real.